Welcome to the Urban Survivor channel, and in this video I'm going to be comparing a handful of flashlights that run on 18350s and 16340 cells that are well suited for everyday carry. We're going to be comparing their unique features, their max outputs and throw distances, their medium modes, their moonlight modes, and their max run times. So if you're curious about or actively searching for an extremely pocketable flashlight for everyday carry, this video will show you a few different options and help you decide which one is best for you. Enter the giveaway. I've also done comparisons on keychain, AA, AAA, 18650, and 21700 flashlights. So if you like this format of video and want to check out some other lights, they're linked to in the description below. We're going to start off by taking a quick look at the lights we're going to be discussing in this video and comparing their max outputs and throws. First up, we have the ArmyTek Prime C1, which is the most durable light of the bunch with a 10-meter impact resistance and a 10-meter waterproof rating. It runs on an 18350 battery and also has TIR optics and an incredibly long-running moonlight mode with the max runtime of 60 days. This is the warm version of the light, and it's also the warmest of the lights here, and it has a max output of 970 lumens and a max beam distance of 165 meters. It has a medium spill and a nice wide hotspot that offers light well suited for both up close and medium range illumination, and you can see a small bit of light bouncing off of the tree by the street at just about 100 meters away. The Nitecore MT10C is one of the longest throwing slim profile lights here, and in addition to the primary LED, it also has a red LED, which is useful for low profile tasks, night vision preservation, and signaling. It has a tactical tail switch and two side switches, which makes it really easy to navigate through the different output modes. It has a deep orange peel reflector, and you can see the red LED sits just to the side, and it runs on an 18350. The MT10C has a cool tint and a max output of 920 lumens and a max throw distance of 207 meters. It has a nice wide flood and a bright hotspot, and you can see much more light bouncing off of the trees by the road. This is the ThruNite Catapult Mini, and this is the longest throwing but least pocket carry friendly light of the lineup. This light has a huge head and PMMA TIR optics, which produces a very tightly focused spot beam. It's controlled by a side switch and runs on an 18350 battery. The Catapult Mini has a max output of 680 lumens and a max throw distance of 598 meters. This cool white light has a great hotspot, and there's a nice bit of spill to help you spot the objects you want to focus on. Here's another angle to help put the throw distance into perspective. The power lines on the right are 100 meters away, and the power lines to the left of those in the distance are at about 235 meters away. The Sofirn SC21 is Sofirn's latest EDC offering, and they're well known for making really great performing lights for reasonable prices. The SC21 runs on a 16340 and has a USB-C input on the side for charging, and it has a medium orange peel reflector. This is the neutral white version of the SC21, which has a max output of 1000 lumens and a max beam distance of 135 meters. It has a wide hotspot and a huge flood, which makes it well suited for close range use. Next up, we have the Olight Baton 3, which is one of the most aesthetically pleasing and most pocket carry friendly of the lights in the lineup. It comes with a removable pocket clip, has TIR optics, and it charges magnetically and runs on a 16340 battery. Olight also makes a charging case specifically designed for the Baton 3, which you can use to charge it 3.7 more times. It has a 1200 lumen output and a max throw distance of 166 meters. It has a cool white color temperature and a relatively wide hotspot, and a decent amount of spill, which gives it a good balance for close and mid-range use, and you can clearly see the tree by the side of the road. This is the RovyVon S3, and it has the highest output of the lights here. The S3 has an optical lens from Leadil, 3 Cree XPG3 cool white LEDs, and runs on a 16340. It has a ceramic glass breaker ball on the tail, a USB-C input, and a removable pocket clip, and a tripod mount for hands-free use. The S3 has a max output of 1800 lumens, and a max beam distance of 126 meters, and it's got a wide hotspot and a wide spill, which makes it an overpowering light good for close range use. The WowTac W1 is the most budget friendly and lightweight lights of the bunch, but it still provides some awesome performance. It has a short orange peel reflector and a USB-C input on the side for charging its 16340 battery. It has a cool white tint and a max output of 562 lumens and a max throw distance of 126 meters, and it has a medium spot size and a nice wide flood, making it well suited for close use. The ThruNite T1 is another high output light, and it also has variable output control, which gives you a lot of options to find the perfect output for your situation. It also has a short orange peel reflector, similar to the W1, but a much larger emitter. It's also got a micro USB input for charging, an 18350 battery, and a side switch to control the different modes. This is the cool white version, which has a max output of 1500 lumens and a max throw distance of 102 meters. This light has a very faint hotspot and is much more of a floodlight designed for short distance use. Now we're going to be taking a look at the mid mode on each light that I feel offers the best blend of output and runtime that I think people would find themselves using most often. The ArmyTek Prime C1 has a 190 lumens mode, which can run for 6.5 hours, and it has a nice hotspot and flood, which makes it well suited for this range on this output. The warm color temperature also makes it quite pleasant to look at, and it's easy on the eyes. The Nitecore MT10C has a 180 lumens mode, which can run for 1 hour and 45 minutes, and this mode delivers a nice spot beam, but also a decent flood to help you find things to focus on. The trees in the distance are also much more visible with this light compared to the others. The ThruNite Catapult Mini has a 96 lumens mode, which runs for 4 hours, and this mode is ideal for spotting things in the branches, but it doesn't offer much visibility of the tree line. The Sofirn SE21 has a 100 lumens output setting, which can last for 4 hours, and this is another light with a really comfortable tint to it, and it's one of the best lights at this distance, and it's good for spotting the trees at slightly longer distances as well. The Baton 3 has a 60 lumens mode, which can run for 7.5 hours, and it's easy to see some light bouncing off of the trees as well, as a decent amount of illumination in the foreground. The RovyVon S3 has a 100 lumens mode, which can run for 4.5 hours, and this has somewhat of a hotspot and wide flood, which is tougher to see on camera, but easier to see with the naked eye. The WowTak W1 has a 60 lumens output, which lasts for 5 hours, and this is one of the more faint modes, but it's still bright enough to pick out objects in the trees, and it's nice that this mode can be useful for extended periods of time. The ThruNite T1 has a 685 lumens mode, which runs for 65 minutes, and this is the brightest light of the mid-mode comparison, and it's providing a nice wide flood and doing a great job of illuminating much of the tree. For the times when preserving battery life and keeping a low profile during up-close tasks is important, we're going to take a quick look at what each of these lights can do on their lowest output settings. The ArmyTek Prime C1 has an ultra-low 0.4 lumen moonlight mode with a max runtime of 1440 hours, which is approximately 60 days or about 2 months, which is by far the most impressive of the bunch. The Nitecore MT10C has a 1 lumen output mode, which has a max runtime of 120 hours or 5 days. It also has a 0.8 lumen red mode, which is capable of running for 23 hours. The ThruNite Catapult Mini has a 0.5 lumen mode with a runtime of 106 hours, and this light has the longest ranges of the low moonlight modes. The Sofirn SE21 has a 1 lumen mode with a max runtime of 85 hours. The Olight Baton 3 has a 0.5 lumen mode, which also has excellent runtimes at 480 hours, which is 20 days. The RovyVon S3 has an 8 lumen low mode, which has a runtime of 22 hours. The WowTak W1 has a 0.5 lumen mode with a max runtime of 696 hours, which is 29 days, and it's the second best of the lights here. The ThruNite T1 has a 0.5 lumen mode with a max runtime of 288 hours. Let me know which of these lights is your favorite in the comments below. I'm working on a few other comparison videos, including one for 21700 throwers and 18650 headlamps, and I'll be doing giveaways in those videos as well, so make sure you're subscribed to the channel so you don't miss them. Thanks for watching, and you can use the links in the description below to help support the channel.